Hi everyone. In this presentation we will be looking at key media concepts, specifically audience. In media, audiences may consist of large and small groups or mass and niche audiences who interact or utilize with any sort of media. How does this concept link to media? Media is created to help portray messages or underlying themes through whichever form the author may choose. Each message can be interpreted differently for each viewer. This is seen in something called the reception theory, and it correlates to how the viewer interprets the code or meaning the author is trying to illustrate. They fall under three categories: dominant or preferred reading, which is where the viewer agrees with the original meaning the author was trying to portray; the negotiated reading, this is where the viewer may agree with some messages, however they may also disagree with other aspects of the story. Lastly, we have the oppositional reading, where the viewer completely disagrees with the author's code or meaning. Within the media, while there are several issues that need to be addressed before the creation of the media, perhaps one of the most important ones is to understand the audience, specifically the target audience. It is crucial to understand the audience within the media, as they will be the ones to consume, share, and provide feedback for the creators, as well as reimburse the creators as they consume it. What possible implications does this concept have on the other three concepts? The audience is connected to all other concepts and areas of media, as without the audience, media would not have a reason to exist. Organizations are interlinked, as certain audiences choose the organizers that they enjoy the most. Certain organizations rely on and appeal to specific audience. For example, Women's Weekly magazine appeals to its target audience of women from 25 years of age to 54 years old. This isn't to say that men and women from outside that age demographic cannot also enjoy this media, as it is just the target audience. Representations apply to the audience as it elaborates on how the audience may interpret the media and how the organizations may alter the media to convey a specific message. This is a common occurrence within TV shows, especially reality TV shows, as they may edit with what someone is saying or interfere with the show to create drama in which the organization can then utilize and advertise or otherwise. Lastly, conventions are interlinked with the audience as it determines what the audience chooses to watch. For example, a film generally follows a certain style of writing and is shown to appeal to a specific audience. An action movie may generally have two main fight scenes, one in the middle and one at the end where the movie will reach its climax. Another example could be magazines, scientific magazines. Certain writing styles are required to reel in readers, however, they also inform the audience while remaining unbiased. Sonic backlash and feedback. An example of when the audience had a major effect on the media they consume was when the first Sonic the Hedgehog trailer was released on the 30th of April 2019. The trailer immediately picked up attention of the mainstream media and was largely criticized for the art style and look of the character. The YouTube video received over 1.5 million dislikes, and the comments were filled with criticism on the character design. This message was heard by the organization, however, which postponed the release date to create time for the new character redesign. The next trailer was released around 7 months later on November the 12th, 2019, with its issues fixed, and the audience had a much more positive response. My second example is choose your own adventure style of media. Choose your own adventure style media has been around since 1976 when the first choose your own adventure book, Patched Sugarcane Island, was published. This book was the first of its kind, where the viewer would be brought into the story as the main character. This style of writing is one of the only styles to be written from a second person's perspective. This style of media had continued to become popular and received many on-screen adaptations with games and films. This style of media is made to engage the audience and allow them to have control of how the story takes place. The audience can often, after viewing, play through and read again to find hidden scenes or alternate endings. Problems with this style of writing are that the organizations still choose where the choices may lead, and the audience doesn't have full control of what the character may do, as the story may not allow it. This creates issues where some choices may not affect the end standing and are redeemed pointless. How does the audience link with the other assignments? The audience is an important concept to consider when you look at all the other assignments for this year. Both productions require you to create a piece of media for a specific audience. For both assessments, this needs to be identified, as it is important to consider when making your piece of media suit and hit the standards for the audience. Another assessment this year is where we look at Australian films and media. As part of the task, we are asked to look at how the film portrays Australia towards the audience. Lastly, we have the externally assessed investigation, where as part of the assignment, we will look at different pieces of media and how/who they portray their opinions towards. It's important to always consider the audience, as it can be important towards fully understanding a piece of media.